that whatever place I'm rounding or estimating, I can underline it. And then I look next door at my neighbor, and that neighbor tells me 5 or more, raise the score, which means I round up. And if it's 4 or less, I give it a rest, which means that my place value is gonna stay the same and all my numbers to the right are gonna be 0. Okay, now let's get into today's activity, okay? Now, it's also about estimation, like we practiced yesterday. But yesterday we practiced estimating with money. And when we're talking about moolah, when we're talking about money, we need to always round up so that we can have enough money. Now today when we're estimating, it's gonna just be with numbers in general, okay? Today we're gonna estimate to the nearest 100 and 1,000, okay? So we need to keep in mind that rule we learned. 5 or more, 4 or less. Give it a rest. All right, so let's read these problems together. Okay, it says, Taya's TikTok shop sold 176 clocks yesterday, and 53 of those were pink. Voila. Estimate the number of clocks sold that weren't pink. Let's read it again. Say, read it again. Okay. Taya's TikTok shop sold 176 clocks yesterday, and 53 of those were pink. We need to estimate the number of clocks that were sold that were not pink. Okay, so we're missing a part here. We know how many were sold in total, and then one of our parts was 53 for pink. So before I can estimate and give a thoughtful guess about that number, I need to subtract. Remember, when we find a missing part, one way is to subtract. Okay, so let's subtract here. Let me line up my numbers. 176 minus 53. Okay, now I have 6. Can I take away 3? Yes, I can. Here goes 3. I have 7. Can I take away 5? Yes, I can. And I'll bring down my 1. So, and all together, so she sold about 100 clocks. How did I estimate that? Well, if I look at the number 123, remember, I'm rounding to the nearest 100 here. So I underline this, I look next door, and I know that this is 4 or less. So I'm gonna give it a rest, and this becomes 100. So Taya's clocks that weren't pink were about 100. Got it? Come, keep up with me. Come on, keep up. I know you can do it. Let's read the next one. It says, Corey picked 225 apples and Giovanni picked 389 apples. Whoa, from the apple tree. That's a lot of apples. About how many apples were picked in total? Let me read it again. Corey picked 225 apples and Giovanni picked 389 apples from the apple tree. About how many apples were picked in total? Okay, in order for me to estimate, first I'm going to just add these two together and then I'm going to estimate, okay? I'm going to round when I estimate. 225 plus 389. All right, I have 5 plus 9. Who's going to count on with me? Okay, let's go. I'm not going to do it for you. You got to do it too. Come on, 5 plus 9. Go. 5. What did you get? 14. Okay, carry over my 1. Now I have 1 plus 2, which is 3. Now 3 plus 8, you count it. Go. 3 plus 8. 11. All right, carry over my 1. 1 plus 2, 3. Plus 3 more, 6. Okay, so I know in total, they picked 614 apples. Now I need to estimate and give you about how many. So I look at my first number, then I look next door. If it's 4 or less, give it a rest, or 5 or more. It's definitely 4 or less. So I know they picked about 600 apples because this number tells me 4 or less, so I stay the same, 600. Okay, next one.
Okay.
Okay, Jaden grew 886 cantaloupes. Whoa. Diana grew 372 cantaloupes. Woo! Estimate the amount of cantaloupes they grew together. All right, so first, before I can just make an estimate, I'm going to add these two together. Okay, watch me do it. 886 plus 372. Okay, 6 plus 2. Okay, that's 8. What's 8 plus 7? I want you to count on and do it. Tell me what 8 plus 7 is. Good, 15. Carry over my 1. Now 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. All right. So we know that they grew 1,258 cantaloupes. But if I want to estimate that, I didn't tell you about how many. Remember, when I estimate, it's not the exact number. Okay, I'm just going to round to give you an estimate, okay? So now I'm going to write the number again over here. Now I'm going to round or estimate to the nearest 1,000. Okay, so I look at this number, I underline it. Then I look next door. Okay, so does this tell me 4 or less or 5 or more? Yep, 4 or less. So I stay the same, and every number after becomes 0. So they grew about 1,000 cantaloupes. Adrian had 3,000 quarters that he saved in his piggy bank. That's a lot of quarters. I'm just going to underline it. He spent 1,322 of those to help buy his new Xbox One S. Oh, okay. About how many quarters did he have left? Okay, I'll say it again. Adrian had 3,000 quarters that he saved in his piggy bank. He spent 1,322 to help buy his new Xbox One S. About how many quarters did he have left? Okay, I know that means that I need to subtract. Okay, 3,000 minus 1,322 before I can estimate. Okay, now I have 0. Can I take away 2? No, I don't have anything to take away. So I know I need to cross this out. Okay, and I'm going to make it 10. All right, now 10 minus 2 is 8. Okay, you know I borrowed this 10 from here, so now this one has 1 less. 9 minus 2, okay, that's 7. Okay, now also I don't have enough here, so I need to cross this out too. And have 9. 9 minus 3, 6. I'm borrowing from all my neighbors. This also needs to go down. So 2 minus 1, 1. You know, you can always double check when you do a big problem like this by adding your 2 parts together. Now, if I want to estimate, I look at this number, okay? Look at my neighbor. Is it 5 or more or 4 or less? Definitely 5 or more. So I need to raise a score. 2,000, because I rounded up in the thousands place. All right, my secret word is raspberries. That's the secret word. All right, friends. Thank you so much for watching the videos. I know you guys got so much smarter this week because you decided to watch your lessons and grow your brain. See you next week.